Howdy folks, hope everybody doing real good. It's cold, it's wet, it's windy outside today. Perfect day for some chicken and dumplings. And we're going to do this traditional style, make our own flat dumplings. There's a lot of other easier ways to make this. You can buy the frozen flat dumplings. You can whip up a batter and just do drop dumplings. But I like the strips of flat dumplings, and that's how we're going to do this. But no matter which way you do your dumplings, the most important thing for a good chicken and dumpling soup is the base. And you got to get a good stock base made. I've got 3 pounds of split chicken breast here. I'm going to be using white meat in this chicken and dumplings. You can use thighs or whatever, a mixture of whatever you want. I like the breast meat in chicken and dumplings. And we're going to add some vegetables and make his stock with some seasonings. I've got several seasonings here. I've got 1 teaspoon each rosemary, sage, and thyme, and a ½ teaspoon of paprika, garlic, and black pepper. We're going to get the pot here heated up, get these vegetables roasted off. I've got about 3 stalks of celery, about 3 carrots, and about a medium-sized diced onion. We're going to get that in a pot, get it roasted in some butter, then get these thighs in there with some chicken broth and get this stock going and let it simmer for a little while. That's going to be the base for this chicken and dumplings. We'll be back here shortly. Alright, I got a tablespoon of butter heating up there in the pot. We're going to go ahead and put our vegetables in and let them roast here a little bit. Just to get that stock flavored real good. Now if you like a nice smooth creamy chicken and dumpling, you can strain these vegetables out of the stock before you get the dumplings and all in there. Do it however you want to. Right now we just need to concentrate on getting this stock right. When we get to making the dumplings and getting the chicken processed and put in here, a lot of folks worry about the consistency and the thickness of the broth. And I'm going to show you how I do mine. It's fail-safe, it's easy to do, so you don't have to worry about all that at the end. We're going to make a thickening roux and add as needed just to get that consistency and thickness exactly how you like it. I'm just going to let these roast here a few minutes, and then we'll get the chicken and the chicken broth in here and let this simmer for a little while. Alright, these have been roasting here a few minutes, smelling real good. I'm going to go ahead and get my seasonings in the pot. Let that get heated up real nice and fragrant. Got 4 cups of, this is salted chicken broth, store-bought. Get that in there. Go ahead and lay the split chicken breast in. We're going to add another 3 cups of broth. Let that come up to a simmer. We're going to reduce the heat back real low. Put a top on it and let it do its thing for a little while. Alright, we got this up to a simmer. Put a lid on it. Let it simmer for a couple of hours. We'll have us a real good stock to start with. Be back shortly. Alright, that chicken's been simmering in there about an hour and a half. I'm going to go ahead and pull the chicken out so it can cool. Let me get that pulled apart. This broth smells amazing. It's going to make a real good base for these dumplings. Let that cool there a little while and we'll get the rest of this put together. Alright, while that chicken's cool, I'm going to go ahead and get these dumplings put together. Got 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I got a cup of milk and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm going to put the melted butter in the milk. We're going to need a little bit of baking powder here. Let's do about 3/4 of a teaspoon. We don't want them fluffing all up. Here's my whip. Need a good pinch of salt, or 2. Kind of get that mixed together there, a little bit of salt and baking powder. Now this is a messy situation. I mean, I guess you could use a spatula, but neither way your hands are going to be a mess, so you might as well just start out that way. Alright, once you get it together, and I like to kind of pull mine apart and put it back together a few times, that way you make sure that butter, when it re-solidifies, you kind of get it distributed pretty good. Get a little flour down here. We're going to roll this out. It looks pretty good. You don't want to overwork it. Let me get my rolling pin and get that rolled out nice and thin. There we go, nice and thin. Now we're going to go through here and make us some nice little ribbons. And there's the dumplings. Ready to go. I'm going to let them sit there and dry a few minutes while I bring us a stock up to a nice rolling boil, and then we'll get them dropped in there. I got the chicken broth heating up here pretty good. We need it to come up to a pretty high simmer, a light boil. And you can see there's there's some fat on top of that broth. If you don't like that, get something and skim it off. I leave mine's in there. Fat's good for you. It's a vitamin. It's vitamin F. Look it up. In this pot, I got about a half a stick of butter. We're going to make a little thickening roux over here to add to this later to get the consistency and the thickness of this right. And also with this stock, if you want to get them vegetables out of there, strain it off. I leave mine in. Fat, vegetables, everything, stay in the pot. It's extra good. Get some flour over here in this butter. Let that cook there a few minutes on low until that raw's cooked out of that flour. The stock's up to a nice little boil. We'll go ahead and start putting our dumplings in there. Now these dumplings is floured, so it's going to help thicken some. But we're probably going to need a little of that roux. And don't dump them all in there at once, they'll stick together. Alright, the dumplings are in. I'm going to cut the fire off on that roux. We're going to let this cook for about 15-20 minutes till those dumplings are mostly done. And then we're going to get the chicken in the pot. But that chicken needs to be salted. We'll go ahead and season that right now. Roux look real good. We'll be back shortly. Alright, them dumplings been in there cooking for about 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead and get the chicken in. I had some, about a quarter bag of frozen peas in the freezer that I was tired of looking at, so I'm going to put some of them in here. Let's have a few peas in the chicken and dumplings. Get this roux heated back up, and instead of tempering this out with the stock, I'm going to add some cream to that, so I'm going to temper this out with some cream and milk, and then we'll thicken this up. I got about a half a cup of milk. Half a cup of cream, heavy cream. There we go. When it turns into Play-Doh, you know it's ready. Just going to add this right into the pot. It's almost like a real thick bechamel sauce. Let that Let that come up and see what it looks like on thickness. Alright, that's come up pretty good. And it's thickened up nicely. Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much where I want mine. I used about 80% of that thickening roux. You know, if you don't want it so thick, don't add as much. If you want it thicker, put more in there. Like I said, it's fail safe. Can't mess it up. That's going to be extra good. Give a little taste here. We're going to hit it with some pepper. Chicken and dumplings are supposed to be pretty peppery. Put a little fresh crack in there. That looks really good. Real nice chicken flavor. Nice and thick. All the vegetables are in there. Got the dumplings, look good. Gonna be a good dinner. I'm gonna cut this back to basically a warm and just let it set till dinner time. We'll plate up then. Alright, it's supper time. We're gonna boil up some of these chicken and dumplings. Get some parsley on here. That's it, folks. Traditional chicken and dumplings on a cold evening. Till next time, peace.